Hello, boys and girls of YouTube. Well, I'm going to start a new endeavor, and if you can kind of tell from the image you're looking at, it's actually a pinball machine. Yeah, it's a little bit older. It's an electric mechanical machine. Here, let me show you some of the inner guts of this thing. This is only a shadow. Sorry about that. About a third of all the electronics that are in this thing. And if you're not familiar with electric mechanical machines, pinball machines, Rennie actually had many machines in the early 70s, late 60s, and all the way back to, well, I'm not actually sure of the history, but definitely in the 50s. They had switches that pretty much controlled 95% of the functionality of these things, give or take. Definitely not an expert. As you will come to see, this is my first ever pinball machine. I'm definitely nowhere near an expert, but I decided to put a channel together to show anybody that's interested in pinball machines that even somebody that knows nothing, and that's definitely me, can buy a pinball machine and put one together and hopefully make it run with using just YouTube. A lot of people are pretty knowledgeable on YouTube. There are some people that are not, but you usually find the ones that know something. Books, they're still a good source, whether it be online or still, paper. They're still a good source to find out information about almost anything still. That's what they used a billion years ago, the kids. If there's anybody under, like, the age of, oh God, probably 20 now. Yeah, there's still things, books, But anyway, well, if you're here, hopefully you're gonna come back. I'm gonna try to do a series on me putting this whole thing back together and making it run. I bought it not functioning. It was actually on, Facebook Marketplace. For years, I've been hunting for a cheap pinball machine. And yeah, as you can see, this thing is not the best shape. It's definitely not the most popular ever, meaning, people wouldn't know it today. But back in the day, I actually made 5,600 and change of these things, which this is from 1972. That's actually a pretty decent amount. It's not the most ever made in that time period, but it's a decent amount. A lot of this particular one, this style, and you'll actually see the play field later on in different videos. A lot of these were actually shipped overseas. More. I think there was 4,000 of those shipped overseas. Could be a little bit off on the number. I'm not really going to be doing the history of this particular machine or anything like that. It's more of, how do we put this thing together? How do we make it work? Man, I got a nasty shadow. Definitely was not ready to film, but this is what it looks like on the inside. Let me see if I can get you part of the, the head unit. It's called Fantastic. That's the name of this pinball machine. Yes, of course, you can't see anything, but, hopefully I'll get you to come back and see more of this thing. But hey, this is the first video on this thing. As you can see, I've got it, halfway apart already, and then I decided to say, hey, maybe somebody can use some of this stuff that I'm looking for and prove to anybody that wants to go out and buy a machine, you can probably do it. Because, like I said, I knew nothing about these things, really, other than I can probably take one apart because I watched a couple of videos prior to buying this thing and over the years. But, we're gonna take this journey together, and that's why I called it My Pinball Adventure. So, if you come on back, hopefully you'll learn a few things. Just want to see me struggle? That's good too. You want to see me fail? That's good too. This way, if I do make mistakes, anybody out there, I will definitely show. I'm definitely not a person that's going to hide anything I screw up on, because I still feel it helps anybody out there. Like I said, if I make a mistake and you see me make a mistake, you probably will not make that same mistake. So that's the goal. That's the start of this channel. And hopefully somebody, get some use out of it as we go. This will definitely be a long project. And if I actually am successful at this, what I'm actually thinking about doing is, because there's a couple different types of pinball machines out there in the world these days. You can get a virtual one, which basically, modern technology, computer, video screens, and you just download software and you can play it. Technically, put a big old screen in the middle of one of these boxes, and screen up top for the head unit, and some speakers and current computer, and you get yourself a virtual pinball machine. And then I was actually thinking about, before I even bought this, is actually building one. Yeah, you can do it nowadays. It's actually still hard, but if you have the time and you really want a pinball machine and you want to not spend a whole lot of money up front, you can piece it together slowly but surely. There's actually a lot of good channels out there that I'll actually put, as a suggestion somewhere on this channel, and you can go see what they're doing and go from there. But yeah, this is the inside of one of these things taken apart. I'll show you the play field, like I said, in a couple other videos. I've got that in a whole different area, just to keep it safe. About as many wires as you're seeing right now is probably on the bottom of the play field. And you'll see it's not that complicated of a play field, but it actually is an interesting one. It's a pretty cool pinball machine for back in the day. It has two unique features that actually combined, and I'll go into those details a little later on when I show you the play field, what they are. So hopefully you'll come back and check those out when I get to them. But it made it a unique pinball machine for its day. So, all right, I will talk to you next time. Right now, I'm actually going to clean up the inner workings right here, because what you got to do is just really clean these things up. There's some moving parts. There's some switches you got to clean. Darn that shadow, I apologize. Maybe next time I'll get that right. And the wiring, don't be scared of the wiring. Yeah, there's you got to make sure it's still connected. You can get wiring diagrams for these things on the internet, no problem, usually. A couple manufacturers still make you pay for them, but I'd say 85% of them you can find for free. And they're not that much money, like $15 if you actually needed to buy one. But, alright, here's my adventure starting. You're on the ground floor, folks. Hopefully you'll find this interesting. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you. Hey, what do they say? Subscribe, comment, like. Yeah, maybe do that and let's see what happens to this thing. Alright, I'll talk to you folks later.